if you're a jerkbait fisherman like me, you probably have a box that looks really similar to this, kind of a wadded up mess like this of jerkbaits that you no longer use, or jerkbaits that need some parts and pieces fixed on them. Maybe the hooks are trash, maybe the paint job needs to be redone, things like that, and you wasted a ton of money on those jerkbaits. This video is about a specific new jerkbait that just hit the market and was just brought to my attention by me by thumbing through the Bass Pro Shops spring catalog. Now let's rewind a little bit. Let's go back to a couple weeks ago. I was having some coffee, sitting there reading the Bass Pro, thumbing through the catalog, and I found myself on the jerkbait page, and I noticed a jerkbait that had not yet ever hit the market. It was brand new to me. I know all about jerkbaits, you guys. I know about the Mega Bass Vision 110. I bought one in my life, got bit off by a pike, never will buy one again. I'm not a Bass Pro angler. I'm not getting paid by a company to promote products. They don't give me free products, so I'll never do that again. I also used to like the Berkley Stunner. The Berkley Stunner. Now I got one right here. I'm just gonna finger through a couple for you guys. This is the Berkley Stunner. In my opinion, they could do a lot better of a paint job, and they could put a lot better hooks. I don't care what hooks they use, guys. The Fusion hooks that they put on this jerkbait are 100% complete trash, garbage, okay? Here's one that I can really promote that I like, but you're gonna pay for it. This is the Bill Lewis Scope Stick. Super quality hooks, phenomenal paint job, really big rattles in there, makes a lot of noise. The fish crush that, but you're gonna pay almost 20 bucks a jerkbait for that one. Okay, I've got a couple. Here's the KVD jerkbait. I'm not sure, you know, what model this or that. I do know that is green gizzard shad because that's the color I throw. But again, quality hooks. I believe these are like 12 bucks. Quality hooks. Paint job could be a little bit better. Now Rapala. I'm a Rapala guy. I like my shadow wraps. I like my rip stops. Quality. Been around since Moby Dick was a minnow, right? Quality. 100% quality out of Rapala with their hard body baits, especially their crankbaits. But let's go back now. This jerkbait I've been using thus far this season, the only jerkbait I've been using one color as well, and I'm going to show you guys that here in a minute. But I've been using one color. Bass Pro Shops has come out with their own jerkbait. Now, before we dig into it, before we look at it, we live in a time right now where these fishing companies, Berkley, Rapala, they're copying a lot of other companies, right? Their designs, things like that. Copying companies like Mega Bass. You have 6 Sense doing things that, you know, people are saying that are copying. You know, it's happening everywhere. So we're not going to talk about what's right, what's wrong. This is the time we live in. Companies are copying one another. And sometimes you're getting lack of quality for a cheaper price. With this jerkbait, this is the Bass Pro Shops XPS Staredown 110, plus they have a Staredown 110 plus 1. It is an $8.99 jerkbait. If you think about the Berkley Stunner, that's a $15 to $18 jerkbait. Complete trash. Waste of money. $8.99. I've been fishing with one jerkbait in particular, and it's responsible for about 75 fish already this year, you guys, and I am beyond impressed with it. So let's dive into, this is the Bass Pro Shops Staredown 110 plus 1. Take a look at this jerkbait. An internal weight system that you guys can see right there. That moves a little bit. Plus it has 2 rattles. But look at this paint job. Look at the big eyeball. Now when I say they're copying brands, okay, that is the Mega Bass, classic Mega Bass eyeball, right? 6 Sense uses a similar eyeball. Okay, and what I mean by eyeball is the eye of the bait. So here's the Berkley Stunner. It's just a big eyeball. This one, this is your Staredown 110. It's got the big staring down type eyeball. You get 2 rattles in the rear. You get, I believe that's just 1 in the front. No, 1 in the head. 1 in the head, 2 in the rear. That, you know, they actually are up top. So now that I know that, they're up top. So they can transfer from the front to the back either way, and it has a weighted belly. Okay? Again, $8.99. So the 110 plus 1 dives to 10 feet. The 110 the Staredown 110 is good up to 7 feet. Now I fished a 110 plus 1 because right now a lot of the fish I'm noticing are hovered to the bottom. Water temps are in the low 40s. They're still kind of, you know, tight to the bottom. So I've been throwing the 110 plus 1 in 7 foot of water and, you know, keeping it right tight to the bottom, and I am getting, this bait's getting crushed. You guys, there was a stretch there, I caught 5 to 6 fish in a row, and I couldn't believe it. Like, I'm thinking to myself, when are these fish going to stop biting this thing? When are they going to catch on? And eventually, you know, they did, and then I didn't catch, I caught a few more later, but I was in one little pocket of fish, and I caught almost every fish out of the pocket with this bait. Again, multiple smallmouth, multiple largemouth, pike, even a muskie. I caught a muskie on this freaking thing, and beyond impressed. So here's the bait I've been using. Again, I don't know the color. You guys can go to the store. I fortunately enough live 5 minutes from Bass Pro. But I don't know the colors, you know, but this is the one I've been using. Now take a look at that jerkbait. Look at the color on this thing. Now I'm not saying it's the color because I know it's not. Because I gave my buddy Mike one the other day, and I caught, you know, he was catching them. It was, I think that was like a Tennessee shad color. But for having caught 70 plus fish, the only bad spot in the paint job is right there. But outside of that, this thing has held up. Look at the hooks. There's absolutely nothing wrong with these hooks, and they're still tacky. I mean, you hook yourself if you ain't careful just by doing that. Now, I've used pliers to unhook fish. I've unhooked them by hand. I've lost a couple, right, that just weren't really good bites. They were soft, you know, like tail bites, only had the back hook. But you guys, for $8.99, I'm telling you, I'm a jerkbait freak. From ice out until probably June, it's going to be the bait I'm going to start with. It's going to be the bait I'm going to finish with most times. I actually got it was starting to get boring. I was catching so many fish yesterday. Yeah, today's April 1st, so I was fishing yesterday, Easter, happy Easter. I was fishing, and it was getting to the point where, like, I wanted to try something different because I'm like, this is just too easy. These fish are destroying this jerkbait. I'm not saying it is the jerkbait itself. I could have thrown a different jerkbait and had the same result, but that's not what I was trying to do. I wanted to test this bait because for $8.99, phenomenal price point for a bait that you get quality. And that's an issue we're dealing with as time goes on in this fishing industry, and really a lot of industries out there, is with a cheaper price, you're lacking quality. That is not what you're going to experience with the Bass Pro Shops Staredown 110 jerkbait. Telling you guys right now, this thing is, it's not only a sick paint job on almost every one of them. The only one I didn't like was the perch because it was more black. It wasn't like a perch color. You know, when I want a perch jerkbait, I want it to look like a perch. The perch had a really black color to it. I didn't like it, so I didn't buy it. So the purpose of this video is to hopefully, if you guys are in the market for a new jerkbait, you're looking to save money, because you guys, we all spend a ton of money on fishing gear, whether it's walleye, muskie, bass, pike, you know, whatever you're shopping for. Doesn't matter if it's jerkbaits, jigs. Oh, and let's talk about that. Not only do they have the jerkbait selection, they have a jig, they have a bladed jig, they have top water, you know, and then they brought back another soft water bait. Like, I'm telling you guys, Bass Pro is stepping up their game, and they are not lacking quality on their baits. So shout out to Bass Pro. So let's remember, a lot of companies are copying one another. There's nothing you and I can do about it, but we can choose where we spend our money when it comes to fishing tackle. I will support a brand like Bass Pro when they produce a quality bait at a very good price point. I have no shame against that. We can't defeat the fact that everything's made overseas anymore. No matter what we do, we're not going to stop these companies. The only way we stop them is to make our own baits or just choose not to buy them. But the selection is very limited now of what we can and cannot buy that is 100% made in the USA. And that is not just fishing gear, that's everything. The camera I'm using to film this is made in China, I'm sure, or Thailand, or who knows. But anyways, I hope this helps you guys if you're looking for new jerkbait. Again, if you're new here and you haven't yet, consider subscribing to the channel. I upload a lot of gear reviews, fishing, hunting in the fall, all sorts of stuff, man. If you guys are interested in that, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell notification. That way you're notified every time I upload a new one. Thanks again for watching, you guys. We'll see you on the next one.